Hey guys, Tim here with the Long Hair Gardener, and I am back for some more planting. I have lots more plants right here behind me that I need to get in the ground. I just planted up a few planters in my last video. I may have mentioned I'm kind of going to spread this over a few videos just because I have so many plants, and also I just don't want to do it all in one day, kind of spread out the fun. So today I am going to continue planting up some of my planters and a few other spots here in my garden. I've already placed the plants here in these pots. So let me just go through and show you what I got. And I'll just go ahead and pop those in the ground. So let's go and get that done. So the first plant, which is going to go in this pot right here, I know this is a large pot and maybe it's not the right size for this type of plant. I don't know, but I am going to put in here a Supertunia Bordeaux. So again, this is, I think I've possibly mentioned, all of these pots are in full sun. This plant is going to, as you can already see, trail out over the sides and just fill up this whole pot. I say maybe this is not the right kind of pot because you know, I could maybe put like 3 smaller plants in here, but this one is really going to dominate this pot, so I'm not even going to bother squeezing any other plants in here with this one, and I think it's going to look really good. The next pot right here, one of my favorite flowers, probably because I remember them from childhood, is a snapdragon, and you can see what I'm doing here. I remember kind of making the flower petals move like it's a little mouth, so I think that's why I remember this one from childhood, just because it was fun to play with. So this one is called Snapshot Orange. I have 4 of them, and I'm going to put them in this pot right here. Back here, this is a new plant for me. This is a heliotrope, and it comes in this beautiful dark purple. It does have a nice scent to it as well, and I was a little surprised by that. And I think it looks really great next to this lantana. I love orange and purple together. So this particular one here is, does it have a name? Luscious Basket Tangelo. So that is going to go in this planter as well. We have another Diamond Frost Euphorbia. I'm saying another because I used one right over here. It's good to have some consistency in your planting, not have 100 different plants, but kind of use a few of the same plants, like I'm using lantana and the Diamond Frost Euphorbia and a few others, and kind of spreading them around to create some cohesiveness in your garden, so it doesn't look like you've just thrown a million plants in there with no thought behind it. The other plant that is going in here, this is going to be the Thriller, is the Prince Tut grass. This guy does take a lot of water, so I am going to have to keep an eye on him. And then over here in this planter, we're just doing a repeat of the lantana, the heliotrope. Let's just bring this one over here. I have a penta, so this is a white one. That white is going to complement the Diamond Frost. I also have some pentas growing up here on the wall. So this is a little bit of a risk because, all right, we've already changed plans. I did have this this guy in here as well because I really love the trailing aspect, and the yellow I think would complement the yellow and the lantana, but I'm a little concerned about the part shade that I see on the tag. I could maybe risk it. I'm still thinking maybe I do want to risk it. I did grow this last year and I put it in a very sunny location and it did okay. So that one is the only plant that's not full sun in this grouping. I just realized I do not have, so I have a bird of paradise, and my friend has been very kind to overwinter that for me in his apartment, and I just realized I did not pick it up yet. So the bird of paradise is going to go in this planter as well, so I need to leave a spot for that, and that is going to be the thriller in that planter, the largest one. So now that we've taken a look at all the plants, let me just go ahead and pop those in the ground. I do go in with some biotone fertilizer before I put the plants in, and then I top them off with some fresh soil because I am reusing old soil from last year. So let me go ahead and do that, and then we'll take a look at the final result. Okay, so this is what everything looks like after I have planted them. And like I said, this one is missing the thriller, so it's going to have a bird of paradise in there, and it is quite tall. It's several feet tall, so it's going to go in the middle and definitely add some height to this area. The next area that we're going to be planting is right over here, and if you've been following my channel, you will know that I had a red Abyssinian banana tree, and I rolled the dice and I thought I'm gonna leave it out over the winter because we have been having some pretty mild winters and it's kind of a pain to bring inside. Well, this winter was the coldest winter we have had in a very long time, so of course it died, which means I bought a new banana plant and I'm trying something different this year. So I saw this one instead, and look at the coloring on this leaf. I think this is beautiful. This is a dwarf Cavendish banana. So this guy is going to replace the red Abyssinian, which by the way I did have for 3 years, so I definitely got several years of enjoyment out of it. But now it is time to try something new with this guy right here. And then surrounding the banana, we are going to put in these coleus. So let me just go over the coleus that I chose this year. So this guy right here, this nice dark foliage with some green along the edges of the leaves, and then a little bit of red dotting throughout, which I think is really nice. Main Street, Michigan Avenue. So that's this guy. Let's see. So this looks like it is sun or shade. And I have this one. I love the contrast in this one. This bright center and then this dark chocolatey edge. I think this looks great. Also complements the red speckling that's in this other one over here. Let's take a look. Kingwood Torch, again, sun to shade. So this area does get a good amount of sun, and I do find that when I put coleus that say sun or shade in complete shade, they do tend to lose some of their bright colors. So I thought I would try them out in this location this year. This one, again, stunning. Got this nice green color here, which is complementing this plant over here. And of course, I love purple. Look at these stems. Love this one. And this one is called fishnet stockings. I did not realize that until just this moment. So they are going to make a little semicircle here around the banana, and I am very excited for this banana. I forget if I showed you the tag or not. I think I did. Dwarf Cavendish. This is full sun, and this is where I grew the banana the last 2 years, and it did fantastic. It really filled in this area. So I've mentioned several times I'm trying to plant less dense because I'm overplanting and things are just basically being choked out. And as you can see, there's already a lot going on down here. So that's why I'm only doing these 3 coleus. The banana, with any luck, fingers crossed, will get big and will probably shade whatever is down here anyway. Oops. I do have right here, these are white spider lilies. So those are going to be coming up in this area as well. It's hard to see because there's still some daffodil foliage back here, but there are cannas up against the wall. I have this wire vine, which overwintered for me. Creeping Jenny always overwinters for me. So those are along the border here. I have, if you're wondering what this tall foliage is, I have some crocosima that blooms in here. And there are a few right down here, purple hearts. I didn't think they survived this year, but here they come. There's some over here. Those overwintered for me. So as you can see, I do have a lot going in here already. So I'm going to just stick to the banana and the 3 coleus, and I think that's going to be more than enough in this area. So, oh, let me not fall down. Let me go ahead and pop these in the ground. Same as always, I will add some biotone, and then I will meet you back here and take a final look. All right, I think that turned out pretty good. I know it's a little hard to tell what's going on with all of these other like plants in here, and that I'm basically waiting for the foliage to die back on. But I think this will fill in nicely. I may be tempted to just move this one over a little bit so that it's not completely crowded out by this banana. But overall, I'm happy with what's going on. I did find some remnants of the old banana plant, which I tossed back here. Not smelling good. Definitely rotted. Here come the airplanes and helicopters. The last pots that I want to work on today are these 4 back here, and I am going to put in, this is all shaded back here. I am going to, let's spin around. It is an absolute mess back here. So I promise once everything is planted, I will clean everything up and give you a final look at what everything looks like, and it's not going to look like a bomb exploded back here. So I am going to put these polka dot plants. I guess these are the red ones. I'm going to do polka dot plants and some impatiens, and I'm also going to put some caladium bulbs that I had saved from last year. I don't know what colors they're going to be, but they always do really well in this area. So I'm going to go ahead and just pop in the mystery caladium bulbs along with the plants that I just showed you. So that's next on the agenda, and then we'll be all done for today. So these are a little leggy, so maybe I will want to pinch back. I'm talking about the impatiens here. I might want to pinch those back a little bit, just so they kind of bush out. So this is what we're going to do. And again, I'm going to pop in those caladium bulbs. Again, going with the less is more strategy this year. I think one each of the impatient and the polka dot plant is all we're going to need back here, especially once the caladium starts to grow. So let me go ahead and finish these up, and then I will show you the final result. So I got these all in the pots, and I did want to show you the caladiums. Hopefully I'm not too close. You can probably see there's little spikes kind of sticking out of the ground here. Let me just dig in here. So I know this one is alive and going to do something, so I'm going to put that one in. This guy, oh, he has roots. So I'm just going to go in here and put one caladium per pot, and then we'll be all finished. All right, this is the final result. I promise in a few weeks this is going to look a lot better than it does right now. But yeah, I also moved this plant over a little bit, and I think that is it for today. I did go to my friends and get the bird of paradise. It's looking a little sad, I'm not gonna lie. Has some crunchy leaves. But I am gonna put it in the center of this pot right here, as I mentioned, and then that will be the thriller plant. But I am not going to do that today. I need to get some other things done. But I think that's everything. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you're enjoying these videos. I feel like this might be my best version of this garden so far. So I'm super excited to see how this turns out. You want to make sure to subscribe so that you can follow along with me and see how this garden turns out. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to click like, and I will see you on the next garden video. Have a great day.